Okay, guys, welcome. Got a new switching it up, kind of a new stream here. So in this one, we're going to be talking a few different things. We're going to be talking about some NBA Top Shot, some Draftkings, as well as some prize picks and some player props that I'm liking for today. And then, I'll be trying to answer some questions throughout the stream. So if it's a stream that you guys like, let me know. Leave a like button on the stream. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Again, pumping out a lot of content for DFS, for Top Shot, for prize picks. But yeah, so first, what I want to do is I want to start with NBA Top Shot. Then we can go to DraftKings, talk about some players that I'm liking for this 6-game slate. And then we can talk about some prize picks, player props I'm liking at the end. So, yeah, guys, let's start with NBA Top Shot. And what I first want to start with is the game recognize game set. So right now, Top Shot is in maintenance mode, so you're not able to buy these. And I believe they said they're going to be maintenance for a while. But I wanted to see for you NBA Top Shot collectors what your thoughts are on this set. I went ahead and completed it. I pulled 3 from packs, or I had 4. So I had 2 Devin Bookers, I had a Ja, and I had a Jokic. So I went ahead and I bought the Steph, Ant-Man, and Donovan Mitchell. And I still have an extra Devin Booker that I'm probably going to sell here down the line. But yeah, I wanted to see what your guys' thoughts are on this set. If you're going ahead and completing it. And I know like Top Shot, again, is having some issues. That's why they went maintenance. And so like sites like Own the Moment that you can see how many they complete is not showing it as well, right? If you go click ahead on the game recognized game challenge, you can kind of see that, yeah, it says 0 completions, but I believe there's around 5,000 completions as it stands right now. So, yeah, I want to see, guys, again, what your thoughts are. I like the set. Again, it's KD curated set. He's, talking, giving his thoughts on these players on, in each of these moments. And it's a good, it's not like they're not great players, right? We have 6 really, really good players in Booker, Mitchell, Ja, Curry, Anthony Edwards, and Jokic. And from what I've seen, Top Shot has hinted that this is going to be an open set. So I think there's going to be more down the line as well, right? I saw Chugs and Bugs tweeted Cool Cats, shaking hands with game recognized game. I don't think it's going to be a set like Cool Cats where it's kind of like a master challenge. But again, they did hint that this is not going to be the only one. So I think there's going to be more down the line. So, yeah, again, I'm a big fan of this. Obviously, these are tainted a little bit from the botch drops in Top Shot, right? With the Elite one, even with the standard one a little bit. If you guys didn't see what happened there, with the Elite pack drop, it was basically the randomization broke. And if you were in the back of the line, basically you got either rares or legendaries. And if you're in the front of the line for Elite pack drop, you just got the game recognized game moments. And then for the standard pack drop, there was not as big of an issue, but basically if you were lucky enough to pull a holo, you had a better chance of pulling 4 badge rookies. But yeah, again, I'm pretty high in this set, guys. I think it's going to, people were projecting these to be like $50 moments, and they've done a lot better, right? You have the Steph over 100, you have the John Moran at about 100, the Anthony Edwards at about 100, Jokic, Mitchell, Booker all hovering around 70. Let's see. You said you opened one of the regular packs and pulled the Booker moment. You're thinking of selling it, and your Tracy McGrady moment to get some balance, complete the flash challenges. Okay, yeah, I think that's not a bad idea, right? These are going for more than people expected. But like I said, I think there's some upside here in this set with the assumption that they're going to have more down the line. And I don't know if it's going to be KD, but they might bring in another star and have them curate the moment. So, yeah, all in all, I just wanted to start there, see what your thoughts are on the set. And, yeah, you can see I completed the set, so I like it. And, okay, so I wanted to start there. And then I wanted to talk about some trade deadline stuff for Top Shot, right? So if you take a look at Own the Moment, you can see what moments are moving, what moments are going up, what moments are going down. Not a big surprise here that some of these moments, like a Goga Batase has gone up about 50% over the last 24 hours. And I think that makes some sense, right? Because they traded away Sabonis, so Goga is going to have a lot more opportunities to shine here. So his Top Shot debut up 50%. You saw Anthony Simons' moment really pump as well. That's up to $60, up almost 40%. And again, that makes sense too because Portland is basically punting this season, right? They're just trading away almost everyone. And also for these flash challenges, right, you're going to have a lot of opportunities for guys like Simons, even a guy like Nurkic, who I don't think they're going to trade away. You're going to have guys like that have a lot of opportunities to be in these flash challenges. So I totally get Anthony Simons' Top Shot debut pumping. You saw Buddy Hield's moment pump a bit. Seeing Joe Harris, but that's metallic gold. And then Corey Kispert had a good game. I think it was a couple games ago, and his Top Shot debut pumped a bit. But I want to take a look at some of the players that were directly involved in those trades to see kind of what's happening to their moments. So first, let's take a look at Halliburton and see what's going on with his moments since he was traded. Because I went ahead before, right when it got announced that he was traded, I was looking to buy his Top Shot debut anyway. But I went ahead and purchased his Top Shot debut right away. And it hasn't really moved too much. It started, I think I bought it at 330. It pumped up a bit to 350, 360, and then kind of settled back down. His rookie 40K moments around $32. So his S3 layup, this was one where I was trying to big brain it. I already had one from a pack, but I went ahead and bought another one because I was like, oh, wait, this is going to be, if people are trying to complete the Kings S3 set, this is going to be a bottleneck because that's going to be Halliburton's only moment. But then we got news that he is, in fact, going to have a moment in the Rising Star set. So he'll have a second S3 moment there for the Kings. But yeah, not a ton of movement on his moments in general. Again, his Top Shot debut the last 7 days is up a bit just because he's had more opportunities when De'Aaron Fox is out. And again, now he's going to have a lot of opportunities for the Pacers. So I want to check on Halliburton. Let's check on Sabonis too to see if his moment moved at all, if any of his moments have moved. I'm curious to see. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, his moment out of 999 is up a little bit. That's his S3 moment, but no real big movement here. Yes, nothing crazy with Sabonis. His Top Shot debut is up still over the last 7 days, but I believe that was because Flash Challenge. So nothing crazy there on Sabonis. Let's take a look at, again, Buddy Hield. We saw a couple of his moments pumping. Let's take a look to see what's going on with Buddy Hield's moments. So yeah, his 40K S2 moment up 50% over the last 24 hours. Let's see. Is there anything else? His Top Shot debut hovering around $74. No real big changes there. Okay, so nothing crazy there with Buddy Hield. Let's see. Was there anything else I wanted to bring up here to take a look at for a moment? Here, let's go to... Let's see. What else is hot in the marketplace? Let's take a look. That's what I want to do. Let's take a look at some 4-badge rookies. So I know, with the announcement of the Rising Stars set, some of these 4-badge rookies are taking a little bit of a hit. So let's just take a look and see what those moments are going for. So let's go to Series 3. Let's take a look at these 4-badge moments. So Top Shot debut. And then the rookie badges. And I'm curious how these moments have moved. So let's go high to low. right? Because the appeal of these 3-badge rookies, a lot of them has been, the flash challenges, right? Bottlenecks. We've seen Evan Mobley land in a few flash challenges. We've seen Scotty Barnes, Cade Cunningham, right? That's their only moment. So obviously that's the moment that pumps that they land in a flash challenge. And now a lot of these rookies are going to get a second moment here with the Rising Stars set coming out soon. But yeah, so Cade hovering around $500. Evan Mobley around $500 as well. Again, I do own one of those Mobleys. I had to buy it for that Luka Doncic flash challenge, but his moment hasn't gone down too much. Josh Giddey went up to about $500 in the Vucevic flash challenge. It's gone down a little bit to just under $400. I bought that at about $350. So still profitable in that one. And again, I got that Vucevic metallic silver moment. Let's see, a little bit surprised Jalen Green is up this high to $322. Let's see. But they haven't taken as big of a hit as some people have thought, these 3-badgers. You're seeing Duarte around 170. I have the Sengun around 140. He is finally getting more minutes, which is good to see for the Rockets, right? They're finally running him alongside Christian Wood. I bought Yurt Goat 7 for about $100. That's up to about 140. There are rumors that Yurt 7 might be moved, right? Because Miami's just not utilizing him. And we saw with Yurt 7, when he got playing time, like, this guy is pretty good, right? And we saw in the Summer League, obviously, if you followed my Summer League content for DFS, we were playing Yurt 7 basically every single slate. So it's going to be interesting. If he gets moved, I think his moment might pump a bit. Again, there's rumors that they might be moving Yurt 7 because right now they're just not using him, right? They have Bam. They have a solid backman, Dwayne Dedmon. So if they're not going to use Yurt 7, again, there's been some rumors that he could be traded. But yeah, like these 4-badgers haven't gone down too much. Like, let's just take a look. Let's take a look at Evan Mobley. Let's just see in the last 7 days what his movement's been. Obviously, it's been down a little bit, but it really hasn't gone down, I think, as much as people have been thinking. So, yeah, last 7 days, down 1%, really, right? So, not a huge moment, or not a lot of downward movement there on Evan Mobley. And again, the reason I bring this up with these 4-badgers is, like I said, they're coming out with that Rising Stars set. And so a lot of these 4-badge rookies, is going to have a second moment. So for flash challenges, the 4-badgers aren't going to be as, desirable. But yeah, again, they really haven't moved too much. So yeah, those were kind of the talking points I wanted to bring up for Top Shot. So I'm curious, you guys have any other questions about Top Shot crew? Let's get it, man. Yeah. But yeah, again, I wanted to talk about the game recognized game set. I wanted to talk about, the 4-badge rookies. And again, the movement hasn't gone down too much. Let's see. Oh, I did want to bring up, so this is a good thread. John Boy Beats, brought up about the randomization errors. So I thought it was a good thread. He said he doesn't understand how stuff works in the back end, but he'll say 2 things. That Top Shot, did get out quick comms. However, they weren't a very good job making them digestible and concise, which I kind of agree. But then you have the people that like, oh, I've lost all trust in Dapper. It's like, all right, like chill out a little bit, right? I know they haven't done a great job in these last couple of drops, but I'm still not super worried about, Top Shot in general. And they even said, I think Top Shot just came out with a tweet that they're going to run more stress tests before this Rising Stars drop. Here, yeah. Let's go to NBA Top Shot updates. Let's talk about this really quick. NBA Top Shot updates. So yeah, there will be 2 stress tests on Friday for our next round of Elite and Standard packs, including new Rising Star moments. So they said, for all of February, they're going to do these pack drops where there's, one kind of Elite and one Standard, where you have, a chance of getting rare legendary moments in each of these packs. So they're going to test this out. Let's see. Approximately 1,000 Elite packs will be released via the test, and approximately 5,000 Standard packs. So for elite packs, it looks like there's going to be about 25,000 total. Stress tests, they're going to do 1,000. And for the standard, a ton. 243,000 packs, 5,000 in that stress test. So I think this is a good sign, right? They should be doing more stress tests for these pack drops, making sure they run well with the elite and with the standard. So I think that's a good sign that they're going to do some stress tests on Friday and make sure this is working well. But yeah, that's kind of all I got for Top Shot, guys. So let's go over to DraftKings now, and let's talk about this 6-gamer. So I kind of like this slate. Now, there's still some question marks here, right? We have a lot of guys that were traded that we don't know for sure if they're going to be available. I still haven't seen any confirmation on basically any of the traded guys yet. If I had to guess, I would say right now that the guys that are, have been traded won't be available. That is going to be, Karis LeVert for Cleveland. That would be Josh Hart and NAW for Portland. And I don't even think they're added to the player pool on DraftKings. They're not on Portland. So even if they are available, you won't be able to play them. And then Sabonis, again, if I had to guess right now, I would say all those guys that were traded are not going to be available. But we'll wait for confirmation on that. As far as Vegas totals go for the 6-gamer, again, the Bulls-Hornets game, as I talked about in my YouTube video, it's almost a 240 over-under. I mean, there's going to be literally zero defense played in this game. Zero. And both teams run a pretty condensed rotation, right? For Chicago, we know, the main guys in Vooch, DeRozan, Levine are going to play big minutes. We have Io out too, so Kobe White's probably going to play big minutes. You're probably getting 30-ish minutes from Javonte Green. On the Hornets side, this is crazy. I don't know if they run a 6-man rotation again, but they basically ran a 6-man rotation last game once Gordon Hayward got injured. So let me just read this off to you. So Gordon Hayward started, played 6 minutes. He got injured, okay? Miles Bridges started. He played 42 minutes. Plumlee started and played 28 minutes. LaMelo Ball started and played 44 minutes. Rozier started and played 41 minutes. You had Kelly Oubre come off the bench and play 38 minutes. PJ Washington came off the bench and played 32 minutes. And you saw 8 minutes for Ish Smith, and that was it. So you had an injured Gordon Hayward play 6 minutes. You had Ish Smith play 8 minutes. And you basically had the other 6 players play the rest of the game. So that is absolutely insane. I don't think they run a 7-man rotation again, but I do think that the main guys are going to play huge minutes for the Hornets, which is going to make them look, again, very, very appealing. We have the Raptors and the Thunder. That's a 204.5 over under. 10-point favorites the Raptors are. Warriors and Jazz. That game should be a fun game to watch. I don't know necessarily if it'll be a great game for DFS. Lakers, Blazers should be a good game for DFS if the game stays close. And same with the Kings and Timberwolves. I don't know if you guys saw the rotations last game for the Timberwolves, but they played a ton of guys. Maybe it was because it was the back-to-back, but and I know the game kind of blew out at the end, but still, the main guys weren't playing huge minutes. All the starters played low to mid-20s minutes for the Timberwolves. Again, that's probably because it was back-to-back, but that was not a very good thing to see. But let's see what's going on in the chat. Just realized this was a thing. Hey man, what's up? Yeah, we're talking Top Shot. We're talking DFS, PrizePicks. NAW just got traded again. Really? Okay, let's take a look there. So, oh wow, yeah. All right, so let's talk about. Oh, interesting. All right, let me bring this up on Underdog. Let's talk about this. So, looks like it was a three-way trade. So yeah, the Jazz are getting NAW and Juancho Hernangomez. The Spurs get Satoransky in a second-round pick, and the Blazers get Ingles, who's out for the year, Elijah Hughes, and a second-round pick. So again, the Blazers are clearly punting this season. That is no surprise. The Jazz getting NAW, I think, is interesting. How is NAW going to work with the Jazz? I mean, the Jazz still have a lot of guards, right? They have Mitchell, they have Conley, they have Clarkson. I guess NAW will probably be used off the bench in 15 to 20 minutes. I was excited to see NIW and the Blazers get a lot of run, but yeah, now he's moving to kind of contender with the Jazz. I don't think Hernan Gomez is going to be used at all. And then a lot of just like picks being, traded. Again, Ingles is obviously out for the year, so he's not going to play for the Blazers. But what are your guys' thoughts on that trade? Joe Ingles going to, yeah, but they're just trying to get a lot of cap space. The Blazers, like I think the Blazers are going to try to make moves next year. And NAW just wasted a trip to Portland. I agree. Yeah. I mean, I guess I kind of get it for the Jazz. Ingles was out for the year. They're trying to get something. Like NAW can provide a scoring punch off the bench. But they already kind of have that with Clarkson, right? Clarkson is like their sixth man coming out the bench providing that scoring punch. So it's going to be interesting to see how they use NAW with the Jazz. But yeah, maybe we'll see some more trades today. I know, we've seen the rumors of Harden to the 76ers for Ben Simmons. That's gaining some traction. I think it's going to be Harden for like Ben Simmons and like Seth Curry or something. So that's obviously going to be a big trade if it goes down. But yeah, this was just kind of a mini trade. I don't think it really affects any team too much. I do think Nickeil will get some run there for the Jazz. But yeah, interesting trade all around. But yeah, back to DFS. So let's talk about, again, the 6-gamer. And again, happy to answer any questions you guys have. But, if you just look at it as a whole on the Spurs side, there's not a ton that really looks appealing for the Spurs, right? We recently got news that Lonnie and Trey Jones are both going to play. So not a ton that stands out. I mean, Pirtle's been playing really well, but he's priced at a premium, and this is a tough spot. You have Murray, who obviously has had a great year, but he's 10-6 and one of the worst possible matchups. So, the Spurs as a team look kind of unappealing, and the Cavs, this is a question mark. So they still have the out tag and LeVert. I think there's a slim chance he could play in this one, and obviously that would affect things. You have Garland, who is questionable. Hey, let me refresh this. Let's see if I refresh, if we get some updated news here. Okay, yeah. So they have the Q tag on LeVert. Obviously, we don't know if he's going to play. Garland's questionable. And we have Goodwin questionable. So, like, if those three guys get ruled out, we're probably looking to a guy like Rondo, maybe a Chetty Osman. And the bigs all always look pretty similar to me for Cleveland. It is a good matchup, but Damian's get out of Portland real quick. Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to make the move next year. Like, I'm not sure if Dame plays at all. The rest of the year. Sorry. But yeah, I think they're going to try to make some moves next year, freeing up some salary cap. More isn't given on Simmons being a Harden level player, so he won't ever get traded until he decides to throw in some picks and players alongside Simmons. Simmons is great. We'll do one-to-one trade like that. Yeah, I think it's not a bad fit for both teams, right? Kind of it's not going to be a one-to-one swap with Ben Simmons and Harden, but the Nets, obviously, they kind of need defense. And Ben Simmons can provide that. The 76ers are obviously not using Ben Simmons this year. So if they can get a guy like James Harden, that would be huge. But going to come down to who else the 76ers have to give up, right? Because there's been rumors that Seth Curry might be involved. There's been rumors that maybe, Matisse Thybulle or maybe Maxey. So, yeah, that'll be... Again, that's gaining some traction for what I've heard on Twitter. You read Halliburton was heartbroken. Yeah. Halliburton really liked being there for the Kings. So, again, I don't think it was as bad of a trade as some people think. Like, I think the Kings needed to get rid of one of those guards. Now, I think Halliburton probably the guy that has shown the most upside. But they just, again, the Halliburton, Fox, Davion Mitchell, they had like too many basically point guards. They needed to get rid of one of those guys. So I know a lot of the Kings fans are disappointed, but I think they're underrating how good Sabonis is, right? So I don't think that trade was as bad as people make it seem. Maybe that's a hot take, but I don't hate the trade for the Kings. I know, again, that is in the minority. I think majority of people on Twitter are thinking that the Pacers easily won that trade, but I don't think it's as bad as some people think. See, I don't think the Blazers are going to trade Dame. I think what their plan is, they're going to keep Nurkic, they're going to keep Simons, they're going to keep Dame. They're going to make moves next year. So they're not doing anything this year. They're punting this season. They're trying to free up a lot of a salary, and they're going to try to make some moves in the offseason. So I don't think they're trading Dame. I don't think they trade Nurkic. They're not going to trade Simons. So I don't think Portland's making any more moves really. But yeah, so back to DFS, guys. Let's talk about, again, Chicago, Charlotte. So this is just a game that looks super appealing, as I said, right? Two teams that are extremely shorthanded and run a very tight rotation. So, like, the main guys for Chicago all look good. You have Kobe White that's probably going to play a majority at the point. He probably pushes for over 30 minutes. You have Javonte Green at 4.4K, who I think is probably pushing for 30 minutes. A lot to like in the Bulls side. I think a lot to like in the Hornets side as well. With Gordon Hayward out for a bit, Cody Martin out. Again, you're going to get big minutes for the main six guys: LaMelo, Bridges, Rozier, Oubre, Plumlee, Washington. So a lot to like here. I think the upside is with those top three guys: LaMelo, Bridges, and Rozier. But the value in guys like Oubre, Plumlee, even Washington, I think all look pretty good for the Hornets. Halliburton just has a young star, lust to him. Yeah, I agree. Like, Halliburton is an up-and-coming, he has star potential for sure. Kings fans learn to love Sabonis. Yeah, again, I think they're underrating how good Sabonis is. You like the format? Nice, man. Appreciate that. Yeah. Again, talking, kind of bouncing around, some Top Shots, some Draftkings, some PrizePicks. Appreciate that, man. But all right, let's just go again. Let's keep going team by team. Toronto or OKC. So, again, the main guys here for Toronto look good because they're going to play huge minutes. Siakam, Van Fleet. This is another team that runs like a six-man rotation, right? So, big minutes, good matchup. Can't go wrong with the Raptors guys, especially against Siakam and Van Fleet. I think the only downside here is potential for a blowout. And then on the Thunder side, can we talk about this? Like, I mentioned this in my YouTube video, but why are they limiting Josh Giddey to 30 minutes? Why? That doesn't make any sense. But going back to Top Shot, right, they're doing that week-long challenge where the first 2 days it was the top points. The next 2 days is going to be the top assist. So I think Giddey, even though they limit his minutes, has a chance to be in this flash challenge. And again, that's why I'm still holding on to my Giddey moment. Just because I think there's still, even though they limit his minutes, I think there's a chance that he could still end up in this flash challenge. So yeah, I'm going to be holding on to that Giddey moment in hopes that he can still get it done in 30 minutes and land in the flash challenge and be the bottleneck once again. But yeah, other Thunder guys, I mean, Lou Dort has really come on over the last week and a half. He's a guy that can provide that scoring punch. He's been getting a lot of shot attempts up too. And if they're going to limit Giddey's minutes, I think it makes Dort look a little bit more appealing. I mentioned this in the YouTube video, but Pokusevski has been called up. So I think that makes the minutes for Kendrick Williams a little bit riskier. But I mean, Bazley, this is the first time all year we've really been seeing him get consistent minutes. 36, 36, 37, 37. So, the issue with Darius Bazley all year has been the minutes are just not secure, right? There would be some games he'd play like 18 minutes, some games he'd play 30. Well, it's basically, over the last week, he's been seeing really, really consistent minutes. So, I think Darius Bazley looks fine even at this price because, again, he's going to play huge minutes. Trey Mann, we talked about he's getting a ton of shot attempts up. I'm curious, I know Trey Mann has a moment, I'm pretty sure, on Top Shot, right? Pretty sure he has a 4 Badger. Let's see. What is that going for? 132. So, okay. That's a little bit high for a guy like Trey Mann. I'm not a big Trey Mann guy. He's hasn't really looked great this season. He's getting minutes now, but he's not doing a ton with those minutes. Can you play 3 Hornets? I definitely think you can. Yeah. again, if they run a similar rotation to last game, you're going to see 6 guys play majority of the game. So I think you definitely can. Best ball, yeah, I'm not going to make it in best ball. I'm sitting in the middle right now, but I just had too many injuries. Oh, it was so frustrating because the first month and a half, I was dominating. I was ahead of everyone by a pretty wide margin. And then I just had the worst injury luck. So I had Ja Morant out for a month. I had Devin Booker miss a month. I have Kevin Durant, who's out 4 to 6 weeks. I have Sabonis that's missed a good amount of time. And then I had probably the worst possible luck with COVID. I had, during that stretch around Christmas where it was really bad, I was taking zeros in spots. So, I'm in the middle of the pack. I'm about 400 points back of second, and there's only 1 week left. So, and again, KD out. I've had missed big time due to injuries with Booker and Ja, but so just gotten unlucky. I think with a healthy team without those injuries, I would be in first, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah, best ball, not going to make it out unless something crazy happens this last week. But okay, guys, let's move on to Minnesota and Sacramento. So again, with Minnesota, as I mentioned, the minutes were not great on these guys last game. They're all low to mid 20s minutes. I want to bring up Popcorn Machine. I want to see if this is up because even in competitive game, again, they weren't playing huge minutes. Maybe it's because this is a back-to-back. So let's just take a look at the game flow. I'm just curious. This is my first time looking at this, but what were the minutes like in the first half for these guys? So Anthony Edwards played, 9 minutes in the first quarter and then 6 in the second. So that wasn't a ton. Yeah, it was just weird rotations for some of the main guys. And obviously, again, the main guys only played a little bit in the third. A lot of them didn't come back in the fourth because of the blowout. But I don't know if I read too much into that. I don't know if I'm super concerned about these Minnesota stars. But I do think the ownership is going to be relatively low in these Minnesota guys. And this is a pretty high total game, right? We have 235 over under. So, the main guys I think are all in play for Minnesota. I think D'Lo probably the easiest guy to get to since he's the cheapest. Pat Beverly I think is, one of your safer options that probably sees around 30 minutes. Can we talk about Taurean Prince too? Can we talk about what he has done? Taurean Prince is taking over games at times. He went for 45 fancy points about a week ago against Denver. Went for 35 against Detroit. 25 fancy points in 19 minutes. I mean, what is going on here with Taurean Prince? Do you think Whiteside will keep starting the game on the bench? Yeah, we'll get to that. I do think so. I think they're going to continue to start as Ibuki. But I do. So Whiteside fouled out last game. I think he would have probably played 25 plus minutes if he didn't foul out. But I think they're going to continue to start as Ibuki playing, 20 to 25 minutes, and Whiteside will get the rest. But yeah, on the Sacramento side, so this is a team that I talked about in the video, obviously, that I think looks appealing, right? Because they're shorthanded, and assuming Sabonis doesn't play and Harkless doesn't play, who missed left due to injury last game, they're going to be very, very shorthanded. Also, keep an eye on Holmes. He missed the game due to personal reasons, so that could open up more value. I don't think Bagley plays either, so Halliburton healed, obviously not going to play. I don't think Harkless plays. I don't think Holmes or Bagley play. So they don't have many guys, right? De'Aaron Fox in his first game back, they were just screw it. You're playing as many minutes as you can handle. He played 35 minutes. He'd been out for a month, and they just ran him 35 minutes. Now, as long as the game stays competitive, I think Fox is playing huge minutes. So he looks really, really good. Harrison Barnes at 6'6", he's going to play as many minutes as he can handle. He looks decent in the mid-range. If both Harkless and Bagley are out, I think we're getting Metu in the starting lineup at 4-2. He's going to look like one of the better values in the slate, right? He's a good point per minute guy. We saw them start Damian Jones last game, and he wasn't that popular because it was late news, right? But he played 30 minutes and played really well. Went for 36 fancy points. He went for 18, 6, and 5. Damian Jones has outplayed Rashawn Holmes over this last month. So I think there's a chance the reason why Holmes is sitting out is they might be trying to trade him. So, if he's out again, Damian Jones is going to look good. I think you can look to Len as the pivot in tournaments. And then we saw them dust off some of these end-of-the-bench guys. Like, Jameis Ramsey was the guy that got the most run. He played 26 minutes. If everyone that's out last game is out again, you can look to him as a contrarian option. Woodard, Lewis King got some run, but I don't know if I get to either of them. But yeah, again, this is a team that's shorthanded. Obviously, Davion Mitchell, I think, is going to be a decent option as well that probably sees, low to mid-30s minutes. So the Kings look very, very appealing. Golden State and Utah. So we're still waiting on the Kevon Looney news. I don't think we've gotten any updates on that yet. But we already know Bielitsa is out. So like if Looney's out, that's where, we could get some value here for Golden State for the likes of like Kuminga and JTA. But otherwise, this team doesn't look that appealing. Like Poole without Klay Thompson's in play. Steph Curry, you can always look to him in tournaments. But on the Utah side, again, Rudy Gobert out. So we recently just talked about this with the centers with Azubuike and Whiteside. So they've been starting Azubuike. He played 28 minutes last game, but you did have Whiteside foul out in 20 minutes. So I think the plan is they're going to continue to start Azubuike, playing low 20s minutes, and then Whiteside will probably get close to the rest. So I think Azubuike is fine value. Whiteside, you can go to him in tournaments. I do think Donovan Mitchell's still a little bit underpriced. The mid-range guys are kind of like, no one really stands out there. The value for the Jazz, probably not. I mean, Royce O'Neal's fine, but I think there's other teams that are more shorthanded that I think we would rather get to. So, let's finish up with the Lakers and the Blazers here. So, on the Lakers side, I think LeBron and AD both look pretty good as spend-ups. Great matchup as long as the Blazers can keep this game competitive. Westbrook, hard to go there right now. I think Malik Monk has still had some good games, even with, this big three playing. So, I don't see an issue going to Malik Monk at 6K. I don't think I can stomach any of this Lakers value. Like, this is really, really gross. No, we did see 29 minutes from Talon Horton-Tucker. He would probably be the guy I would go to if I had to pick one. But, I don't think I can stomach going to, a Ariza or Stanley Johnson or Reeves, right? Those are not great point per minute guys that really need the minutes to be there for them to get value. So, don't know if I get to any of those guys. And then on the Blazers side, so again, we'll keep an eye on news with Hart. Obviously, NAW's not going to play since he got moved to the Jazz. But assuming we have a similar rotation to last game, which was basically an 8-man rotation, right? Belvin's played 10 minutes. So it was 8 guys. And in a competitive game, you're going to see Nurkic and Simons kind of dominate the usage. Now, Simons was a little bit disappointing last game, but we saw 38 minutes from him. Nurkic, again, we saw pretty big minutes from him. He played 34. He had a pretty solid game last time they played the Lakers about a week ago. So those two are going to dominate the usage. I think they both look good. Winslow was very, very popular last slate. He played 33 minutes. So assuming he starts again, I think he looks for a good value, right? Winslow's a guy that can kind of do everything for the team, and they're thin on wings. So if he starts, I think he looks pretty good. Ben McLemore is a guy that's going to get a lot of shot attempts up. I think he's in play for value. CJ Ellaby had a really good game last game. He went for 11, 9, and 4. So, if this Blazers team, if no one else is available, I think this is a team that looks pretty appealing. Bledsoe, I don't think he's going to be available to play in this one. And then off the bench, we saw a big game from Greg Brown. They ran him and Watford together. Greg Brown played 19 minutes. I think he's an interesting contrarian play. Same with Watford, a 3-1. The only downside with Watford is he's only center eligible. Dennis Smith Jr. got a decent amount of ownership last game. He only played 20 minutes. Assuming they continue with the same starting lineup, he's probably not someone I want to get to. So that's kind of my quick rundown, guys, of the 6-gamer. Do you guys have any questions for this DFS slate? Fox being sub 8K is actually, so I think the Kings look good, right? Assuming that everyone that missed last game's out again, and assuming Harkless is out, they're even more shorthanded, right? Because we saw those end of the bench guys had to get minutes because they just didn't have anyone else they could play, right? Jamias Ramsey was the first guy off the bench. He played 26 minutes. We saw Lewis King play 18 minutes. Woodard even played 7 minutes. So, they're thin, especially if Harkless and Holmes are out once again. Love the afternoon stream. Much better now during crunch time before lock. Hey, man, really appreciate that. Thanks. There's no chance I'm rostering 9K Westbrook, who's been benched. It's hard to get to Westbrook. I'm not going to lie. You think Plumlee will see more minutes against a big Chicago front court? Yeah, that's a good question. I would say there's a decent chance we get around 30 minutes from Plumlee. Now, they can still go to PJ Washington at the 5, but I think a pretty fair guess for Plumlee is around 30. Last 4 games, we saw 30 against Boston. This is a big front court against Cleveland, right? Cleveland is probably the biggest front court in the NBA. We saw him play 32 minutes. Miami in a blowout, 24. Toronto, 28. So I think a pretty fair guess is around 30 for Mason Plumlee. I would say that he's probably going to be one of the lower-owned pieces of this Hornets team. And if you wanted to get different, you can go there, right? Because I think this team is going to be popular. It's for good reason because of the rotations we've been seeing. And they basically didn't add anyone to the rotation after Gordon Hayward got injured. So, I think around 30 minutes from Mason Plumlee is a pretty fair guess. Okay, let's talk about some prize picks, guys. Again, we can bounce back around to Top Shot and DraftKings if need be, but I want to talk about some prize picks. So, let's see. What would be a good way to leverage the field tonight? It's hard to say right now. I'm going to wait for more news to come out. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a hard question to answer because we don't know exactly who's playing. So, don't know if I can answer that right now. But let's talk about some Hornets. So, yeah, PrizePicks. Again, guys, if you are not familiar with PrizePicks, it's a player prop site where you take over/under on, you can take over on fancy points, rebounds, assists, 3-pointers made. So a lot of different ways you can play. You can mix and match sports, but I think these Hornets guys look good. LaMelo at 40.5. I like the over here, right? If we get a similar rotation to last game and we get over 40 minutes from LaMelo Ball in this matchup, I think he's going over 40.5. I think Miles Bridges is going over 36 if we get a similar rotation, right? We saw both those guys play enormous minutes, and now, again, they played against Toronto last game, which was not the best spot. Now they get the Bulls, who the Bulls are missing every good defender on their team, right? If you take a look at the Bulls, every one of their good defensive players is out. Lonzo Ball, good defender. He's out. Ayo, pretty solid defender. He's out. Caruso's a good defender. He's out. Derrick Jones Jr., not a bad defender. He's out. Obviously, Patrick Williams is out for the season. He's probably their best defender. So all their good defensive players are out, and they're going to run an extremely tight rotation. So to be honest, I like the over on LaMelo. I like the over on Bridges. I like the over on Rozier. I think I even like the over on Mason Plumlee. Like, I think every one of these Charlotte guys, I like the over on their fancy points because if we get like a 6-man rotation again in this matchup, I think there's a good chance they can all hit. So, I'm pretty high on taking the over on all these Charlotte Hornets players. But let's take a look. So those are the ones that really stood out to me. When I just first took a look at the board and I saw, the projections on these Charlotte guys, like, I think I like the over on all of them. Let's just scroll through the rest of the fantasy points. I want to see if there's anything else that really stands out to me. So, yeah, Simon's at 36. I think I lean the over there as long as the game stays competitive, right? You're going to see big minutes for him and for Yusuf Nurkic. Let's see. Is there anything that stands out points-wise? Let's just scroll through the board, see if there's anything. Is there anything that you guys like? I'm curious for PrizePicks. Is there anything that stands out for you? Let's see. Let's take a look at assists. They have DeJounte Murray at 9 assists. Okay. Yeah, like LaMelo Ball at 7.5. And if he's playing over 40 minutes, that's probably going over. I just think, again, my favorite team to target for DFS is the Hornets. On PrizePicks, I like attacking these props for the Hornets as well. What are your thoughts on those guys? You play DeJounte Murray if you want to get different. Yeah, DeJounte Murray is going to be a contrarian option, right? He's definitely not optimal at 10.6K. It's a tough matchup, but he's still a guy that can produce, right? He's a guy that can produce in bad matchups. If you take a look, let's see. Last time he played Cleveland, 36 minutes, he still went for 60 fancy points. So he can still get it done in bad matchups. Let's see. Like Philadelphia, they're a pretty solid defensive team. 36 minutes, 53 fancy points. Against Boston, 33 minutes, 56 fancy points. So, yeah, he can still get it done in tough spots. He'll be low owned. It's not optimal at all, but I think that is one way you can get different for sure is going to a guy like DeJounte Murray. So if you look at the spend ups, right, there's just other guys that are in much better spots, right? You have the Bulls guys that are in a great spot. You have all the Hornets guys that look really, really good. The Lakers guys are in a much better matchup. So you just have guys all around DeJounte Murray that are in way better spots. So, Murray does not stand out, just straight up, but he's also going to be extremely low owned, and I think he can still have a decent game in a bad matchup. Over Vucevic fantasy points, Royce O'Neal over points, rebounds, assists. What's Vucevic at? Let's see. Vucevic is a weird one because my only worry with Vooch is of like the big three, he's the guy that can take a back seat at times, right? You're going to see like DeRozan's been the most consistent player. LaVine is still a guy that's going to be pretty high usage. But, I was at that Bulls game against the Suns, and he really took a back seat. Like, he really wasn't doing much on the offensive end. So I do like the matchup, but my only concern with Vooch is, again, of those big three, if there's one guy that, takes kind of a back seat, it has been Vucevic. He had a couple of huge games here when LaVine was out, right? But that's the only concern with Vooch. And then you're taking the over on Royce O'Neal, points, rebounds, assist. So let's see. Where is that at? Let's search Royce. So Royce at 14.5. Okay. Let's just take a look at the last 5 games. So he's hit 2 of the last 5, but I do think he's probably playing. Like, if there's no Rudy Gay, I would think we get around 35 minutes from Royce. So I don't mind that one, right? Obviously, he's not a high usage guy, but he's going to have opportunities. He's a decent rebounder. He can get some assists. If you get Royce, if Royce can hit a couple threes, then he's probably going to hit this over. You took the over on LaMelo Ball assist. Yeah, I think I like the over on all the fancy points, really, for the Hornets, right? And it's just because this is a great matchup, and if we get a similar rotation to last game, they're all playing huge, huge minutes. Let's see. Yeah, I agree, right? Vooch is it's in a really good spot. Like, I love targeting bigs against this Charlotte Hornet front court. Basically, if I see the Hornets on the slate, I'm trying to attack them. So I totally get going to Vooch. I will just say again, of those big three, if one player takes a back seat, it's usually Vucevic. And we saw that last game against the Suns, right? Where it was DeRozan and LaVine both took over. They had like 35 points each, and Vooch didn't do much. So I agree, though. Again, I like the spot a lot for Vooch. Let's see. Has there been any more trades go down yet? Let's see. Oh, so we just got Casey Okpala has been traded to the Thunder. I don't think it's a big one, but who are they getting in return, right? So Okpala was on the end of the bench for the Heat. So, what else is happening there? It looks like it was just for a pick. KZ Okpala. Okay. So yeah, no real massive trades going down. Yeah, I do want to keep an eye on the 76ers one with Harden and Ben Simmons. But yeah, guys, we're at about the 50-minute mark. So do you guys have any other questions on Top Shot, PrizePicks, DFS? Happy to answer any questions. Again, I can stay on for another 10 minutes or so if need be, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this new format, trying something new. Again, talking about a lot of different things. So, you guys have any other questions? Again, if you do enjoy, just make sure to hit that like button. I will, if a lot of people do like these, I'll do these in the future. These kind of early afternoon streams where we talk about a lot of different things. Let's see. Do we have, is Top Shot still in maintenance mode? Do we still have, do we have update on number of completions here? Oh, that's KD's. Whoops. No. Doesn't look like it. I guess we can talk about the Flash Challenge really quick. So, again, for today, it's going to be assist, right? So, if you take a look at the games, who has a good opportunity as a bottleneck to be in the Flash Challenge, and I think the guy with the best chance is probably Giddey, even though he's going to be limited to 30 minutes. So I don't hate rolling the dice, buying a Giddey moment and hoping he can still, be the leader and assist for today. Because I think he's probably the guy that has the best chance if you're talking about a bottleneck. Like, obviously, DeJounte Murray, is going to be up there. Garland, if he plays, will probably be up there. I think LaMelo Ball can be up there. But I don't know if there's any really guy that, other than Giddey, that you could get with a bottleneck that will be in the challenge. I'm just trying to think through. Maybe Scotty Barnes. Let's see. What's his moment going for? It was like 400 something. Yeah, 444. So what have his assist numbers been lately? Yeah. He's had a couple games. He's had 6-7 assists, but as of late, he's only averaging like 2-3 assists a game. So he probably not going to be in there. Let's see. What else? Maybe Davion Mitchell for Sacramento. Let's see. What's his moment going for? I think it was like 200. $211. Okay, so I know he took a backseat to Fox last game, but he still had some decent games with Halliburton out. We saw a couple of games where he had 6-8 assists. So I think Mitchell would be the other guy I think that would have a chance of possibly being a bottleneck in this Flash Challenge, because Warriors, I don't see anyone being in there that would be a bottleneck. Neither do with the Jazz. The Blazers, again, you're going to have Simons, who I talked about. Again, I have his Top Shot debut. Are there? Let me look at Simons' moments. Here, let's clear these filters. How many moments does Anthony Simons have? So he does have a 40K. Yeah, so he has 4 moments. He has that throwdown reward, his Top Shot debut. Oh, then he's 60K too. So he's a 40K and a 60K moment. So he wouldn't be a bottleneck. But if Top Shot does future challenges where you need the Top Shot debut, again, I think guys like Simons, guys like Nurkic are going to be pretty valuable, because this Blazers team is extremely shorthanded, and those guys are going to dominate the usage. You think Siakam over LeBron would be crazy? Siakam over LeBron? No, not at all, because Siakam's going to play huge minutes. 9.4. Like, as long as this game stays competitive, we're seeing 40 to 45 minutes from Siakam. 45 there against Chicago, 40 against Atlanta, 43 against the Hornets. 50 plus in all those games. So I don't think that's crazy at all. I mean, they're both in a good matchup. Both have some blowout risk, right? The Lakers are 7.5-point favorites. The Raptors are like 10-point favorites. A lot of fun. Hey, man, appreciate that. What are your thoughts on PrizePicks, on making picks early, like for the Super Bowl? Just share some picks now. Yeah, usually I think it's there's some players that are, delayed and then putting up, but usually if there's one that I like right away, I try to hop on that. But for the Super Bowl, they have like every single stat you can think of, right? Just look at all these. Tackles for loss, QB hits, first downs allowed, punts. Like you can take the over and on punts. Fourth down conversions allowed. First downs allowed. 22 and like that is, there's so many different ways you can play for the Super Bowl. Which is, again, crazy. Favorite points, rebounds, assists on PrizePicks. Favorite points, rebounds, assist. It's probably going to be those Hornets guys. Now, they have LaMelo at 36.5. Let's see. Washington at 23.5. Like, I think he's going to have a lot of opportunities. I like the fantasy points a little bit more than the points, rebounds, assists, but I still think those Hornets guys look good. But I think I prefer the fantasy points on all those Hornets guys as opposed to the points, rebounds, assist. Any Pat Bev? Yeah, I think Pat Bev looks pretty good. He's going to play around 30 minutes in a good matchup, so Vegas trip going down. Well, I don't know. During the NBA season, it's obviously tough just because no real free time. And then Summer League is crazy busy as well. Passing touchdowns for both quarterbacks. Let's see. Where are they at? NFL. Whoops. What do we got for the passing touchdowns? Let's see. So 2 for each. What do they have as the Vegas? What's the Vegas odds in this in the Super Bowl? So 48.5. I don't think there's like a huge lean for me. I would probably say of the two, I'd rather go taking the over on Stafford passing touchdowns. But yeah, I don't think there's like a strong lean for me on either of those. Like Burrow, 2 passing touchdowns. Again, feels like they're about right. You really think Super Bowl will be a viewership record for the NFL? You think so? Oh man, I'm not a big fan of the 5-pick plays. I see a lot of people that love the those 5-pickers on PrizePicks. That's not for me. I think your best ROI is 2 picks. 2 picks. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the 5-pickers. Rushing yards. Yeah, that actually makes some sense. Some Joe Burrow rushing yards because he's been running the ball a good amount. So they have him at 7.5. Let's see, where is? Oh, that's rushing attempts. Rush yards. Well, they have him up to 9.5 already. So you got him at 7.5. Yeah, again, Joe Burrow's been running a lot more recently. So I'm not opposed to that one. Rakan, what's up, man? Gary Trent, 18.5 Dort, 18.5, 9.5 Burrow. Yeah, we'll have to see. I'll have to look through the board a little bit more. I haven't done a ton of research on the NFL board. But again, I gotta look at all these all the different ways you can play here. Like longest field goal, shortest field goal. Like that would be a pretty fun sweat. What's the shortest field goal? But all right, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up for me. We've been live for a good hour, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, talking a lot of different things in Top Shot and DFS. in PrizePicks. 5 picks. I'm gonna start doing 2 picks. Yeah, I mean, five picker is basically just like a parlay, and I'm not a big fan there. I think if you do a lot more of those 2 pickers, you're gonna have a better ROI. But I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. So really appreciate everyone coming to check out the stream. Again, hope you enjoyed the new format. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Hopefully we have some big winners on DraftKings, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow.